Here we go. So it cut out on me. That's what I'll say. It'll do that sometimes. It's kind of goofy. That's all right. Whatever. Yeah, it's just this is going to be one of those. Someone don't want me to tie this, but I'm going to tie this. It cut out. The camera did something weird on me. The internet just did something weird, so I was about to just finish this live. Nope, that's not happening. So we're having some technical difficulties. Yes, we are indeed. I think the modem just tried to update itself for some reason, but this is the second time it's done that. Today where something weird like this happened. So either the router's going out, which I don't know why it would, because it seems like I just got it, and I just got the modem. I just bought that modem, so I'm like, no, it's just something. This is something else going on here. Something fishy. But what I was saying was we were tying basically a steelhead. I think, like I said, it's the motion sensor in the phone. Like you have to keep moving, or it will think like, oh, there's nothing there, and it'll just halt. And it might just also be the time, how long the minutes are on there. I'm not sure, but whatever. So we're just gonna wrap. Just gonna wrap this real quick. See if we can tie this real quick. And it's just it's basically like an egg. It's a little simple pattern. Nothing fancy. It's just chenille. So there's one. And this is just the only part I don't like about this one. You gotta make sure to try to. This one you actually really do kind of have to cover up all that orange coming out of there evenly. You kind of have to. And the rest of the body of it, like right here, like it has to be built up enough to where has to be built up enough to where it's all good. So we're just going to tie a piece of tinsel in. Yeah, you kind of have to, or else it's going to look weird. Doubt the fish care, but it's going to look kind of funny. So I'm trying to build this up a little bit. So I'm trying to make it kind of even. All right. Strange noises. Strange noises coming from the house. Dang. See? That's what I said. Oh well, we'll try to wrap her up right in. I probably shouldn't be so rough with the tinsel. Because this stuff's pretty brittle. There. Alright, so wrap it. This is why I always it's a struggle. A lot of tires, like this kind of tinsel, they're like, you sure you want that kind? I remember when I first started, they would be like, you sure you want that kind? Because this kind is kind of, as you can see, it's a little bit of a, it's actually a pretty challenge to wrap this stuff. As you can see, it doesn't want to quite. And you're trying to get it so it's all silver and shining, but as you can see, it doesn't want to. Here. We're going to do the smart move here. And do the extra steps. Do an extra step. And hopefully the cam keeps running. But yeah, this one's kind of, it's giving me issues. It's giving me nightmares already. Yeah, this is just not. I'm having nightmares right now, you guys. Trying to tie this. I have no idea. But I'm not going to give up. Not going to give up. I'm determined. See, so I'll show all the mistakes in here. Even if it takes me a little longer. Hopefully the camera don't cut out on us. But yeah, it's just this one is just something's telling me don't tie it or something. Somebody you want me to tie this? I don't know. Somewhere. The modem just did something weird. Everything in the house is doing something weird. The house making noises. What's going on here? What's going on over there? Alright, we're gonna get really sloppy with it now. To get it done. Just to get it done. Because this is just the more goofier part of this pattern. And this piece of tinsel is, as you can see, it's seen better days. So we're not gonna worry about it too much. As long as it's shiny, right? As long as it's shiny in that spot. The fish can see it. Like I said, sometimes the flies come out good, and then sometimes they come out a little funny. I'm not perfect. I'm just a real human being. As you can see, it's trying to slip a little bit. I'm going to go back over it. And, I think I'm going to do one more over like right there. And I'm going to keep tension on it. So this is another reason why I'm kind of like looking into getting a new vise. It's stuff like this. Because I could just spin the vise. But I mean, I could still do it with this one. But the stand I got it on is kind of, you know, I usually have this one crimped down to a table. So, but because of certain things I needed to do, I needed to have it not crimped down to the table. So there's that. And we're gonna wrap our thread like right here, right up on that spot because it's buckling up right there. What I'm gonna do to wrap that way, I'm gonna wrap this the other way. And I'm gonna just wrap a copper wire on it, or gold wire, just to hold it down, because I don't want it moving. Because this tinsel is kind of tough to work with, I'm gonna be honest. It really is. Even though I snapped my thread, this thread's pretty old, so I don't have no clue where the bad spots are or not. And I was tying a couple flies, some of the jigs and stuff, and I was like, yeah, there's a couple bad spots, but I'm just gonna use the thread regardless. There we go. So now the wire's on there, and it's holding it down. Then all we're gonna do, tie this back in. So as can be, phone just gave me a low battery warning, even though it's charged, plugged in. Which is, like I said, there's been a little weird stuff tonight, or this morning. I'm like, what is it? It's like, some weird little things going on here. But it's okay. We're gonna keep at it. We're gonna get this done. Because this is like the easiest, it's an easy pattern. Easy as can be. Easy as can be. Put some glue. At least it should be, right? I'm not perfect at all, guys. I make mistakes. And to anybody, if I made a mistake around here, I made a fool of myself. My bad. I ain't perfect. And we all can make some little goofy mistakes around stuff. So that's what we're doing. That's good enough. Looks good. One more wrap. Snug. Maybe I should do one more. Yeah, this has been a struggle already. Don't risk it, run. You got it mostly done. Don't risk it. Just knock it out. Otherwise, it's probably gonna have more technical difficulties already than had already. Just keep pushing, keep going, keep going. Push it to the limit. And that's why I kind of left this eye part clear. So I could do this. And what we're gonna do, got two choices here. I could put yarn on the top, white yarn on the top, or marabou on the top. I think I'm gonna do like yarn on, I might just use yarn on the top. It might just be better. Let's see. Let's take a look at it. Do a little piece of white yarn on the top. Be easier. Thinking about putting marabou in there though. Maybe, I don't know. Let's just see. So you can put a piece of white yarn. You can do it with a piece of white yarn on top. Or you can use a marabou. See how it looks with the yarn? And you know Steelhead love yarn. Yarnies and all that kind of stuff. So you can put yarn. You could even do yarn on the tail too. Just a little thing, but I think I'm gonna go with I'm gonna throw some marabou in it though. I'm changing my mind because I already did the tail. I might as well just do feathers with feathers. Feathers with feathers. So we're gonna take like 3 strands of this. Cut it. Put it underneath. You don't even have to do this. I just want it because I know fish like to flash. A little bit of flash in there. And I think it'll be cool to put a little flash that's underneath. And then we're gonna take a marabou. Nothing too crazy. Some marabou. Got to work it around a little bit to get it to operate like we want. There we go. Just trying to get them even. Pretty even as I can. Marabou. Not quite. Trying to do this so the camera don't go out on us. Yeah, I'm not perfect. Nor do I try to be anymore because it just, you're going to run into people that are going to try to make you imperfect anyway. Boom. I just come to that conclusion. Some time ago, I was like, you know what? There's always going to be that person out there. Like, that person thinks they're this. Let's do this to them. It's people who like literally go around doing that to people, and they think it's funny, and they go, "Oh, you think you're this, or you think you're that." Like there's something about people who do that to others. there's that. Gotta trim it. I gotta keep that. Trying to keep that the eye clear, obviously, and not cut the thread. And keep the marabou from getting. That's why it's good to try to learn how to make a small eyes on your learn how to make the eyes smaller, like when you're tying. Because it'll get you used to leaving yourself some space when you're tying, so you'll have room when you like tie in something like what I'm doing right now. It'll give you room to work with. You get used to doing that, and then you can really make some really nice small, the eyes will look really small or on them, and it'll look really uniform if that's what you're trying to do. But that's a good way to teach yourself to give yourself some space to work with in the front of the hook. If you're just starting, just a little something so you don't have to go through that learning curve that I had to go through. But lately I just go up and tying. I just kind of roll with it, and if it comes out good, it comes out good. If it comes out bad, it comes out bad. I just been rolling with it. So that's the whole thing of that. And see, that's why I left the space, because I knew this has a turned up eye on it. So I left that space because I knew I was going to put this. You kind of calculating ahead of time for what you're going to do. But when you first tie, you don't I think when you first start tying, you don't kind of think like that. You don't go, oh yeah, I'm going to be making that and putting that type of feather in. And so that's going to take a lot of thread to build that up. It's going to, see, that took a lot of thread to like tighten down this marabou. And I kind of showed that before on, like this. It takes a little bit. This one's a lot smaller, but you kind of get the end idea. Boom, boom, boom. We'll check underneath. Looks pretty good. It's got one little piece of thread from when it broke. We're good. I done secured it down. Here we can really make sure it's good. I put a couple wraps right there. And flip it back over. So this is basically just like a little steelhead. Sorry guys. Fly. Just kind of threw it together. There's a pattern after it, and I think it might be called a sperm fly. But I just kind of threw this one together the way I felt. just kind of the way I felt like making it. You know, like orange. It's basically like orange roe looking thing. That's what it's kind of supposed to resemble. Like those are the two eggs basically, and then a little bit of flash in the center. And there's like what would come milk off of the roe in the water, and then that's what this is resembling too, kind of. And it just kind of moves and flows in the water as you drift it. You could probably drift this on a drift setup like you're with weight too, and you might actually have some luck with steelhead. So yeah, and I'm not worried about it breaking there because I already done tied it down. I'm gonna trim it. And so now it's got a little crystal flash underneath there, and then a little crystal flash on top. And it looks real buggy from the back. A little orange underneath there. And that's gonna shrink profile in the water right there. That's really gonna shrink profile, but it's got a little crystal flash, like crystal flash in it. But yeah, it's basically a sperm fly. I think that's what they call it. Sperm and egg fly. I guess that's what you would call it. That's basically what it is. And that's kind of what this resembled. But I did this for like Christmas a couple of years and years ago. Grinch patterns. It was like everybody showed your Grinch pattern. And so everybody posted up there some kind of pattern that had green and those colors like it was from the cartoon, Christmas holiday movie that they play every year at least somewhere. But yeah, you can make that a yarn tail, just like this has a yarn tail. You can make that a yarn tail. You can substitute that instead of having marabou, but the marabou really is going to move the water. But if you put this on there, you can put your scent and stuff on it, and it won't tear up the feathers. Like if you try to put scent on this, if you put scent on this one without that, you're gonna have to put it underneath. So if you put scent, rub it. You put scent down here on this. You put it on the chenille part, the chenille, or like you could put it up the line, up the fishing line. I do that sometimes. I put the scent on the fishing line itself, and that will wear the line too. Like if you left it in your car, your fishing pole in your car, just to let some people know. If you keep doing that and you don't change your line, that section you've been doing that will get weak, even if you will get weak from the sun and stuff hitting and being in the hot warm car. If you get from that, because that stuff got oil in that nylon. That if you're using monofilament, it'll seep into that monofilament, that scent. And that's kind of why I do that. I'll run it up I'll put it on my line when I'm salmon fishing too. I'll just put it on the part of the couple feet of the line, just to put some scent. If I can't put it on the lure, I'll put it on the line. Just rub it on the line, and you'd be surprised how monofilament will hold scent. Pretty good, like really good. So just to kind of cover up where my hands touched it and where I had to bite the line and I didn't have scissors. A lot of times I don't have scissors sometimes, so I end up like biting the line, which is probably bad for my teeth. But I learned how to, how we fishermen do. I was like, oh, I have no scissors. Bite it with my teeth. Can't do that on no 30-pound line though. You'll have your teeth will be hurting, and I've done it with 30-pound line before. It starts getting a little tough when you hit the 25-pound line. It starts not being so fun to do that. But for like trout fishing, 6-pound line, oh, that's no problem. All right, there's the blue. it's trying. We're gonna catch it before it does. It's trying to run in there. Run! Stop it from running. Ha! Got it. There we go. Let's rotate it around here. Yeah, there you go. We had technical difficulties with this one. Camera actually cut out because I was going to do it back to back, and now it's going to be 2 separate videos that you guys can take a look at and check out. Even though we had some fumbles in there, we finished the pattern, we rescued it, and it came out looking really nice still, if you look at it. Beautiful kind of little steelheady roe type of egg type of fly, but this is definitely something you could drift for some steelhead. And yeah, you see there's like a few gaps in there of the silver, but that's why I put the wire on it to make sure it'll hold. But I'm sure the fish will not mind that too much. But I just wanted to kind of show this pattern a little bit. And probably next time I do it, if I do another one, it'll probably look a lot nicer. But the tinsel I was using is kind of, I grabbed a piece of tinsel that actually, if you look at it, these guys can laugh at this. Look at this. Check it out. Check out the bird's nest. So it's like, it's got the tinsel mixed in there. It's got from buzz bombs, trebles that I took off lures. It's got, yeah. It's got a lot of, yeah. I was kind of like, and it's got my, big old snap swivels from when I was ocean fishing. And I was just like, I need that piece of that. And I just saw it and I was like, I just grabbed it real quick. But I have a whole roll of it. I still have some roll of it that's like good, but I still have a roll of it that's pretty good. But this tensil's very stiff. So like you have to be really on your P's and Q's when you're pulling that off of there. And there's softer types of tinsel that are a lot easier to work with than that one. But that's why I put a wire on it. I was like, it just needs to have flash in there. And you can see, you know what? I can see a little spot because see if I can be precision with it and get a little glue on that spot too, without it running up into the feathers, because that's what I was trying to keep it from doing. Yeah, this pattern's been kind of